Okay. I think we are live. I have it. All right. Am I live? Let's see. Just gonna wait 5 minutes for some other people to come. All right. Bring up the chat. Maybe I should share it. The stream health is yellow, so that's weird. All right. So I want to welcome you all here. If you're tuning in and the live stream has ended, I don't blame you for going ahead. Here's the timer. We're just waiting for a couple of people to come in. I see that we have some people coming in, some people are watching. Yeah, today we're just going to hang out. I'm going to tell everybody a little bit about my projects. I got the robot behind me. We're going to live print something. So I'm actually going to get that started because the G code said that it was going to take an hour and 20 minutes, and I only want to be max live for an hour. A few exciting things we're going to talk about is I have my video game console that I'm building. I have my car stereo system that I'm building, and we're 3D printing, and I'm going to go over a few things with the CAD program Fusion 360 that I use, and we may make something and we might print that out next time. So we got just over a minute. Still waiting for a few other people to come in. Give them a little bit of time. I may be a little bit late here. So I go to chat. There's no one in the chat yet. And good. Counting down to a minute. I think after I do my introduction, I'm gonna get the 3D printer set up, so send the camera over in that direction. I have 1, 2, 3 cameras set up. I don't know if you can see my robot back there, but yeah. So this should be pretty interesting. I'm also going to take you guys to my webpage. We're going to launch a new page on my website for the electric car, so that should be very interesting. I'll get your feedback on that as well. So just over 10 seconds now, and then I'll do my official introduction. Okay, here we go. Hey guys, welcome to the Cerebral Dad channel. This is our first live stream, so I hope it turns out okay. Everything looks pretty good. There's a little bit of latency, but today is July 27th and it is 7:02 p.m. So I want to thank you all for joining me. If you're joining me after the live stream has ended, thank you for your interest in my channel. Today we're going to do a little bit of live 3D printing. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my robot project. I have another project that I'm going to be starting called an electric car. I have a video game console, a handheld video game console that I'm making based on the Raspberry Pi. So that's very, very interesting. I got some inspiration from some Instructables, so I'll be linking those in the description below if they're not there already. Another thing that I'm working on is a car stereo system, so I made that based on Raspberry Pi as well, and an RDL STR module. So I'll do a quick overview on that. Like I said, we're going to be live printing something, so I want to get that printer set up. So I have the 3D printer over here. I'm going to get it set up, and then we'll start with the questions and all that. Hey, what's up, Slip the Nip? Oh, I pronounced that wrong. Oops. Alright, so let me get this 3D printer all set up. You can see the robot there in the background, and turn that off for a second. Let's get the 3D printer set up and then we can continue. How is the angle on the 3D printer? Can you see it well? It's a little... What am I using for broadcasting? I'm using OBS for Mac. Alright, so we're heating that up. I have... I am just getting the 3D printer all set up. So we have everything all set. And now we can just start printing. So going to show you, this is what we're going to be printing. It's sort of a universal bottle and cap opener. So it's just calibrating right now. Okay, so as that is going, we can go over to the, what should I start with first? My robot or the other projects? Probably save the robot until the end, I guess. Let's go to me. Okay, so I guess I'll start with the video game thing here. Made a video game out of a Raspberry Pi. You can see Cerebral Dad on the background there, and all these are buttons. And then here I have the Raspberry Pi and a few other things. This is using a screen from a reverse camera monitor for a car. I just stuck that in there. I have a whole bunch of buttons that I have in here. This is a joystick from a PSP. Start, select, and everything. I don't know if you can see it or not. Has the letters inscribed in them. This isn't working right now. I have to do a put a step-up voltage regulator in to get the monitor working, and I also have to put the speakers in. I could get you a better look at that. Took me 4 hours to solder all these wires together. It's using an external battery from a phone charger. We'll get a little bit back to that in a second. I have to figure out a better way to present it because I'm sort of, well, bending over backwards just to show it. Alright, so let's go back over here. We can see like the printer has started. It is 3 minutes in and it's already 2%, so that's a good sign. Alright, so the robot. Interesting. So I got people from YouTube and Twitch in the chat. Does anybody have any questions so far? I am going to put on the other project that I wanted to show you guys. Gotta figure out another camera system. Oh, maybe I could just, I'll take the robot's camera, and I'll just put it over here. Let's just take a sneak peek at that. Nope, not a good smell. Alright. I'm going to get the more interesting here. I can put this over here. talk about this a little bit better. Okay. So we got a few things going on right here. Let me turn completely over to the robot here. Not the robot, whatever this is. So like I said, here's the battery. This is pretty much used for charging phones externally. It's got a pretty long life. Then I have a power switch that would go right here. Right here is the control board for the screen. Just took all the guts out of that. Here is the PSP joystick. These are the buttons that I made, so I guess if I look at it this way, these are the directional buttons, and these are the buttons for X, Y, and all that. Like I said, this is a Raspberry Pi 0W, and I just soldered the wires directly to it. So, I also took a mini USB hub, so I can connect everything. So I have the USB connection here for the Arduino Pro Mini. That is acting as my keyboard interface. So these buttons here, all the way over here, all act like the buttons that they should. So that's a serial interface that goes into the Raspberry Pi. Here is this is a sound card actually. It's a USB sound card that you would put into something small like a laptop or something that had a faulty sound card. I took the guts out of there, soldered all the serial connections to the USB hub, and here is an audio amplifier that goes to the aux plug, and when the aux plug is switched, the speakers would actually go in here. There's two speakers. When the aux plug is switched, it turns off these speakers, and then you can just listen through your headphones. I don't have it up and running right now because, like I said, I need to put the voltage regulator right here that would regulate the power to the board. And now everything is running on 5 volts, and this actually takes 12, so I have to step it up a bit. But it's coming along. Actually it has L1, R1, L2, R2. This is an external USB for the Raspberry Pi, so you can plug in a second controller. So you can play 2 players on here. Or you can use the integrated Bluetooth in the Raspberry Pi and use a Bluetooth controller. I'll be right back and get that. I didn't find the Bluetooth controller that I was looking for. I hastily tried to make this place presentable. And I just want to show you, this is where the battery came from. It's just a, pocket-sized battery that you put your phone to. So there's that. I'm actually going to be working with Sean Hodgins on YouTube with a project that I've been developing over the last couple of years. I'm going to get that out now. Let's just see how the 3D printer is going. Sorry, Sergio, I don't have a Twitch account, and the OBS only really publishes to one thing at a time, so I just picked YouTube. How do I figure out how many people are watching? Oh, I got 2 people watching. That's amazing on YouTube. Well, here's to growth. I'll show you something else that I've been working on. Check this out. This is a AT-Tiny 85 project that I've been working on. Why isn't that focus on this? Anyway, what it does is it takes a serial input and it controls a whole bunch of LEDs on like a quadcopter, or in this case a hexacopter. I left this one off, this motor off, to show you an integral part of my design here. Here's the socket here. Allows the motors to just break off when it crashes, and you use zip ties to keep them in place so that they're extra resilient. This is my micro hexacopter. It's super stable. I don't know, I designed it on a whim, and it works pretty well. This is a cheap Wi-Fi module. It's a Wi-Fi switch that I got from China, and I'm going to use it to cannibalize the Wi-Fi chip out of this and integrate it into here so that I can control or program this with the Wi-Fi module from here to be able to control different LED patterns on a drone. Another project. Oh, nope, that's not going to work. Let's see if I. All right. So I have this FPV 3-way video switch that I can use with these RF modules, and I'm going to use this to control a project that I've been commissioned for by my alma mater, and they're working on a jumbotron. So I'm gonna I'm going to make a, what is that, 3 meter by 2 meter LED, addressable LED jumbotron. So we're going to design that together, so that should be pretty fun. All right, let's get this out of the way. Alright, so let's see here. This is separate from this. This is another project that I've been working on. It's basically a serial to multiple header, multiple output interface that you use with an Arduino, and you could either do 3.3 volts or 5 volts. So something else I've been working on. I feel like I'm talking to myself though. Let's see here. Move this over here so I can see myself. Nobody wants to see that. Alright. Alright, so let's see. Let me switch back over to the 3D printer real quick so that it's getting pretty far along there. I can set up the next project here. Alright. So I've been working on a way for my drones to carry LEDs, and it's really washed out. Why is that? Oh, the computer screen maybe? I'm going to put it down like this so you can see. LEDs have a sticky backing on them, and they tend to come off, but I made these 3D printable clips that you could just take off of these 12.5 millimeter dowels, and they show the LEDs through them so that they just hold them on. And this is also an ESC clip, so I can show you a drone that actually has it on there. But let's see. Can't see. It's a rainbow pattern. I don't know if you can see that or not. But having this and then switching it via this serial connector while it's in flight. Turn it off. Let me show you what it's actually going to go on as my test subject here. I'm going to go get that. You can watch some more 3D printer action. I'll show you. It has a camera gimbal for a GoPro. Oh man, this is tough. I'll show it down here. It's got 5 booms. It's my Dragonfly from Flight Test. Put this down here so you can see it. But all of this is going to go on there. That's going to be interesting. Alright. So I wanted to get into one of the main projects that I'm really excited about. I'll walk you through what I'm talking about here. Let's go here and we'll go this is actually, in case you guys are just joining me, this is what we're actually printing on the 3D printer here. I'm going to be giving it away at the end of the live stream, so it's actually a universal bottle opener. So it doesn't show my mouse. That's weird. Alright, who cares? So actually, you can open tabbed beer cans, beer bottles, soda bottles, Gatorade bottles. So it's something stupid that I thought we could print together. One of the other projects that I'm super excited about. I just want to get this out of the way and bring up the website. I guess you don't want to look at me here. Look at some 3D printing. I'll bring up the website. So I am going to okay, so I am going to be starting a project called an electric car. It's going to be the car that teaches, so I want to, there's going to be a virtual reality app, and I'm going to actually show you guys in a few minutes a version of that virtual reality app that I've been working on through my phone. So let me get this all set up so it looks somewhat professional. Let's see. I'll show you an example in the software itself. So I'll have that up. So I think this is pretty interesting. I'll just go over it. I was going to go on an Indiegogo campaign, but I thought, why do that? I could just fund it through live streaming and my Patreon campaign. If you guys are interested, I do have a Patreon campaign. It's patreon.com/Cerebral Dad. So imagine we're at a venue. Maybe it's a middle school car show. And you see a really interesting looking electric car. Maybe it's a Volkswagen Bug or a Porsche 911 or even a Tesla or something like that. You bring up your iPad or any device and you look at the car and you see a version of it that's virtual reality. And through the lens of the device that you're using, you can see a whole lot more information about that car. But to take it a step further, it's interactive. So you can go to the website and see projects that are related. So like if you're in middle school and your curriculum is you're learning about covalent bonds or how electricity is made and the sharing of electrons, then there would be a project about that. And you could literally learn as the car teaches you about its features. So I go into a little bit of what is involved in converting a car to electric, and I have on my radar. I bought a 21-inch eye display to put in the car, so it'll be a lot like a Tesla. And that'll be the brains, and I'm going to be programming it and offering the code open source. And everything that we will do to the car, make a feature on the car, it will be posted here, and you can get all the resources that you need to actually participate. So that is a huge project that I wanted to do. Not only will the electric car be my daily driver, I hope to make it somewhat interesting as well. So I also want to show my phone. So if we go here, I might have to open it up again. Let me just plug it back in again. I might have to plug it in again. There we go. There we go, people. Alright, so now you can see I'm moving everything around, and imagine a car like that truck in front of us having a lot more information on it, like a point like this, so you can see more information about that truck, for instance. This is a demo that came with the code source that I'm going to be using, but I just want to show how it would work, and then you can have interactive items and we can go into like other rooms and view everything like this. I think it's going to be super cool, and once everything comes together, I'm going to be super excited about this. So let me know. Let's see. Oh, cool. Hey there, Jason. Welcome to the chat, buddy. Nice. So this is the virtual reality app. I just think it's going to be super awesome. Let me put this down for a second. Oh, look. There's something that goes back. Alright. Let's get out of there. I guess I could show you this too. Do you have a... No, I don't have a VR headset. I guess it would be more akin to this. Let me turn the phone back on. So you can see, imagine instead of this heart, there would be a car and we're walking around it. Right? We're walking around all the features of the car. And then I want to know more about the... I can't even read that. Whatever that is. How about the right atrium? Is that any better? Oh, those are just labels. But yeah. Super excited about this. This is going to be awesome. Something that I could use your help for. In the description below, there's ways that you can support my channel. And I would definitely appreciate all the support that you can give me. Let's check in on the printer. Let's see what's going on there. Okay. It's 43% done. Does anybody have any questions so far? Let's see, I got some people over here on Facebook. I have another person over here. Thank you all for coming out. I really do appreciate it. Let's see what time it is. 43 minutes. Not bad. Alright. I guess I can go and start talking about the let's see, while I do that. Switching cameras over. Let's go to the webcam. Oh wow, did a pretty good job framing that without even seeing it. So you can see this is my robot. Let me move this over here. Yeah. So you can see that if you wanted to. I'll make this smaller because I'm OCD like that. Alright, so the robot is all in pieces, but it's together in theory. Alright, so one of the biggest challenges with this robot was to power it remotely, so I didn't have to keep it plugged in into the wall. And when you take apart a laptop battery, I can't seem to find it now. kind of lay around. But when you take apart a laptop battery, you get something called an 18650. This is one that I've refurbished and recovered in my metallic blue film here. So one of these is a nominal 3.8 volts, and it's got about 2200 milliamp hours. Yeah, 2200 milliamp hours, so about 2.2 amps and 3.9 volts, 4.2 max. So when you take a whole brick of them like this, you can get 3, 6, 9, 12 volts at however many amp hours this is. I used to know, it's been a while, but if you take 3 of these, you have a pretty good deep cycle battery that you can put into anything. And what this robot needs is 24 volts, and I wanted to get about 90 to 100 amp hours out of it. So that would last a good while for testing. I can go over there and we can check out some of the other features. So let me just show you real quick. You remember this brick, and there's 4x7, I think it is. So just remember that, and then we'll go over to the robot real quick. Let's take a quick peek at the 3D printer. It looks as though it is 49%. It's doing pretty well. Alright. Don't have any comments. Let's go over to the robot. I want to show you a few things. You may not be able to help me. I don't have a boom mic operator, but hold on one second. So this small Lenovo computer is going to be its brain running Linux. Right here. This is a 2x25 amp motor controller for the two wheelchair motors. I modified some Harbor Freight wheels to go onto the motors here. Can you hear me okay? Can you listen anywhere? Okay. And I'm using Xbox 360 Connect. Sensor. This allows you to do point of clouds and laser scanning for telemetry. You remember battery I was showing you? Take a look at this. I'll make a huge battery in here. All these batteries. All these batteries are running your refrigerator about 2 weeks. I show you faster wheels. This frame can, in theory, hold about 600 pounds and still move. Take this off. I use molly bolts to keep everything on. This is MDF, and I welded together a steel frame. Okay. This, maybe in another live stream I'll get into the software of everything. But this has definitely been a project that I've been working on for a while now. And I have a few little videos on Instagram of how a few of the components are working. The reason I got this case is I wanted it to be waterproof and go outside, but I don't think I'm going to be using it outside at this point. I just want to get it working. But that's the robot in a nutshell. Alright. So what I figured we could do now was to take a look at the Fusion 360 and a few of the projects that I've been working on here. Here is the flight test lamp that I've been working on. Let's open that up and see what's going on with that. Here you can see, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse. Can you guys see my mouse? Is my mouse moving? Alright, so here you can see this is the flight test lamp that I've been working on. The bottom section here is the diffuser that's going to be printed in clear PLA, and this faceplate is going to be black. And I can show you a prototype that I printed out of it. In the same gray color. Bear with me as I get the camera situated so I can show you what it looks like in real life. There's that, and then I can take it out. The tolerances are really, really tough. You can see there's a 0.2 millimeter tolerance here, but let's see if we can get it out. Obviously, that's why you print out prototypes, so you can get it all working relatively well together. Here it comes. And this would all be glued together anyway. Oops. Come on, you got it. Almost got it, almost got it. Come on, other end. You can see how it comes apart in two pieces here. You can see the diffuser and the over thing, and then the bottom part I haven't developed yet. I'm going to make a circuit board roughly the same shape as this, and place that on there, and that'll have LEDs on it that'll shine through, and you'll see nothing but the words through here. So I think that's a pretty cool design. I mean, it's still work in progress. I'm not entirely happy with it, but it's getting there. Let's open. I wanted to show you. This is the back plate of. Come on, you can do it. This is the back plate of the game thing. So let me see if I can move this around a little bit for you so you can see. And you just measure everything out. We can zoom in. You can actually make threads in here, but I made it slightly small so it would be self-tapping. So maybe next time we can actually design something together. I think that would be fun. Let me show you some RC stuff. This is something that I recently put together. And you can see the sketches in there, and that is for the Airboat that my friend Jason Ubrig designed. When I was at Flight Fest, I super glued a motor on to the Airboat, and I just wanted a better mount. And here, this fits on one of those one of these 12.5 millimeter rods, and let's see, rolling the screen, and it fits the motor on. So let me get the actual Airboat, and I can show you. Okay, so this is the Airboat. I know it doesn't, the point is for it to be simple, but you can see the motor mount right here. It's held on with zip ties. That was part of the design. Put it up here. Everything's backwards. Okay. So you can see how the motor mounts on there. The wires come down, and it mounts pretty darn securely. Can't wait to try that out with my son there. I think I covered just about everything. hitting about the 1 hour mark, so I think what we're going to do now is the 3D print is at 62%. What I'm going to do is anybody who wants it can definitely comment for it if they wanted it or not. But I wanted to take the time to say thank you for joining me, and if you joined me just after the live stream aired, thank you for your interest in my channel. I have a link to PayPal in the description. Also a link to my Patreon page. It's brand new. I don't have any supporters yet, so don't be shy. Please, if you're willing to, please show your support. I want to bring you a live stream every week. Subsequent live streams are going to be a little bit more focused on one thing. I'm hoping to get some feedback from you guys, and maybe you guys could you know, tell me exactly what you want to see from me. I know this was a lot of random stuff, but you know, just tell me what you want to do. I'm gonna go to a website real quick. I want to see what's going on here. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. We got a total of 17 people watching, so thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for your interest. I wanna go back over here. I want to show you something in Fusion 360 here. I want to go back. I forgot about this. This is, I forgot about the CNC machine project. This is version 2 of a caster that I built. And I can actually show you that in real life. I'll show you version 1. And then I can show you what it has evolved into. Alright, so let's see. Let's go to the webcam here. Here is version 1. Let me see if I have it set up that let me add this to it. Alright. So what we can do is you can actually see, let's see if I can put it in the same orientation that you see it there, and then this piece goes like, it's so hard to do in the camera. Here it is. Goes like this. This is version 1. These holes right here were actually 1 millimeter too high, so I moved those down. And I actually added recesses. You can see over here. I added recesses to all these holes here to fit the hex heads. So what that evolved into.
Daddy, do you got any band-aids?
Do I have any band-aids? No, I don't have any band-aids. I'm sorry. It's my daughter. Okay. Go. So what it evolved into was this. That was my daughter.
Are you making a hippo?
Making a hippo? No, I haven't made a hippo yet, but I made you a rhino and an elephant.
But you did finish, and then you finished painting.
Sorry about that. That was my daughter, but you can see here that I recess all the bolts and I added the wheels, and now this glides on a 1.5 inch steel tube just perfectly, and you can see how I cut out the crevices for this, and it rides right on these wheels here. This here holds another 1.5 inch steel tube, and it's adjustable here. It's made just shallow of the 1.5 so that it has enough bite to grab onto it nice and tightly. But my most proud thing is that the bolts are recessed, and it's a very, very tight apparatus. On the bottom here is a 1-inch steel tube that has a spot for a bolt to go through. So this would actually elongate, and this would be the carriage that goes back and forth for the x-axis. So that's that. Let's see how the 3D printer is doing. Alright. Trying to think if I forgot anything. Alright, well, I think I'm going to end it here. I want to thank you all for coming out and supporting me. Again, you can follow me on Twitter at Keith Brown. You can follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/Cerebral Dad, and on YouTube, obviously, youtube.com/Cerebral Dad as well. So, don't forget, these videos are going to be sponsored by my Patreons on patreon.com. You can find a link in the description below. And don't forget to comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Oh, and don't forget to get a t-shirt. I just launched my new swag shop, or my shop on cerebraldad.com/swag. Get your t-shirts. I want to see you wearing them next week. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.